Welcome to The Metal Voice. Today on the show, the one, the only, Mr. Udo Dirkschneider. What's going on, Udo?
Yeah, hello. Everything fine? Very good, everything going well.
All right, very exciting news. The new album, Steelfactory, coming out August 31st on AFM Records. Quickly, tell me about what was the recording process like? The good, the bad?
Yeah, I mean, the album Steelfactory, I mean, we start working on this album after the first American tour in March 2017.
Yep.
But we did it this time a little bit different. We was not doing everything, sending links over internet and stuff like that. We was going into our small studio, about the studio of my son, and it's also our rehearsal room. And then we did the whole thing face to face. It was really like a teamwork, you know, coming up with ideas, doing jam sessions and blah 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 like this. Yeah, and so I think that was a very good thing to do.
I can't believe you put out such great music this far. You know, like you're such an experienced man, and you put out such an amazing album. Who would have thought? It's better than your last few albums. It keeps getting better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is also a reason, you know, why we did this like a little bit different this time. You know, it's more creative if you do like face to face as a teamwork. You know, I mean, the Steel Hammer and the Decadent album, the most of the songs was written just by two people, like Pretty Winold and me, you know. And this time, yeah, that was everybody was involved, and also my son was coming up with good ideas, you know, like a little bit more modern. He, of course, 24 years old, completely different generation, and yeah, I mean that was really creative working, you know.
Tell me your favorite song on the new album and why. The whole album.
Yeah, no, this is not really easy to say. I mean, for me, especially with also, I mean, I'm always a little bit like into lyrics, you know. For me, it's like one heart, one soul. This is like a message, yeah, to live together. We have no borders, you know. We are living on one planet. And that's why we're always choosing this song also as a video clip, you know. And yeah, I love this song. It's a great chorus, and yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite on this album. But I never sit down and say, we have to make an album like this or this and this, you know. I mean, they just start working on a new album, and then let's see what's coming up, you know. Sometimes it's a little bit more aggressive, sometimes a little bit more melodic, sometimes you put keyboards into that, or whatever. And this time, yeah, I think on the whole album is a good mix-up of songs, you know. We have really fast songs, up-tempo songs, mid-tempo songs, ballads, everything is on this album, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and there is an accept flavor to this album. I mean, do you agree? Do you disagree? And how did that happen?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with this. I mean, if you're touring nearly 3 years and nearly 300 shows and play every night except song, of course, there is an influence in composing, you know. I mean, there is, of course, there will be a lie to say no.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, I mean, this is definitely an influence in the song, you know, in songs, you know. Yeah. So, but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, and I have some fan questions too that a lot of people want to ask you a lot of questions. We've done this before when I interviewed you in person. Dennis wants to know, what are you most proud of in your whole musical career? I mean, so many years you've been doing music. What's your proudest moment?
Oh, there are a lot of them. Then to mention one, it's poor. This is not so easy, you know. This is not so easy. I don't know. I mean, there are many things coming up. Also with Accept, you know, especially albums like Breaker, Balls to the Wall, Restless and Wild, and also with U.D.O, like the beginning of U.D.O with Animal House, and then also Face This World was a very important album. And then we come up with the next time U.D.O, that was like definitely like the Holy album was a very important album, Man and Machine. There's a lot of things, you know. I mean, it's not easy to just to mention one or whatever.
Okay. Tom wants to know, if you would ever consider singing a whole album in another language.
I think in Spanish I did already one song. I was doing three songs, nearly three songs in Russian. I don't know, maybe, you never know, maybe one day I will also sing a song in German. Okay. I don't know, but I don't think about this at the moment.
Sure. Kenneth wants to know, would there be any possibility you do maybe one song with David Rees together, or an album together? Would you be open to something like that?
Oh yeah, but I definitely not at the moment. I mean, you know, at the moment I don't have any time to do any cooperations with doing something together like duets or whatever, you know. I mean, sometimes some people asking me this. Also, David was asking me, oh, maybe we can sing a song together. Maybe one day, I mean, making a special EP or whatever, you know, choosing some people I think together with them. But at the moment, I'm so busy, unbelievable. I mean, I'm at the moment in Russia, in St. Petersburg, to prepare the release party in Moscow and St. Petersburg for the new album. You know, and then you have to go back, and then we doing a show in Berlin at the Metal Hammer Award stuff, and yeah, I mean, there's so many things at the moment going on. I don't have any time to think about doing something else at the moment.
And when are you going to transition? When are you going to go from Dirkschneider to U.D.O? When's that going to happen? When's the last date for the Accept shows?
We have 2 more to go. It's like on the Metal Hammer Award we're doing, and another one is on the island in Spain, on Mallorca. That is the last, it's the Wacken holiday thing, and this is the last show. That means 2 more shows to go, and then we start rehearsing for the U.D.O tour. So it will start in the end of October in Russia for 4 weeks, and then we have a break in December. And then we start in the middle of January, I heard, doing the European tour. In between, we're doing the Monsters of Rock ship in America. And and the European tour will go until, I heard, the beginning of April. And then they're talking about America and Canada, maybe directly after the European tour or after the summer festivals next year. So I don't know yet, but there's so many things are going on already with U.D.O, unbelievable. I mean, let's be honest. After the Dirkschneider tour and having this success with this tour, you know, everywhere, and that was, everybody was a little bit nervous. Okay, what will be happen then with U.D.O? But the reaction. What can I say? I mean, this is fantastic, you know. I was also a little bit surprised, you know. The album is, the reviews here in Europe so far, very, very good. And in touring also, people, a lot of interest. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, at the moment, I'm a really happy guy.
Okay, is there any possibility you'll play at least maybe one Accept song? I mean, have you opened the door to that?
No. I mean, this is definitely, I said I don't do it, and then that will be also on the next U.D.O tour. Definitely, we don't play any Accept songs. Okay. I mean, you know, Accept is still existing, so please, Mark is a good singer, he can do that, and then they can go to Accept. The thing is, you know, if you call Accept, the band Accept, the people want to hear this song. I'm really in a lucky situation. I call U.D.O. Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't have to do this. I mean, of course, the people say, you really don't play any Accept song. I said, no. I mean, if you want to hear it, please go to Accept.
Okay. Yeah. Raul wants to know, what's the status on the finding a new guitarist, and what are you looking for in a new guitarist?
Let's say it this way, in a short story. The last 2 guitarists I had, it was Kasperi and Bill Hudson. Both of them, there was not a real team player, you know. And in U.D.O, I'm not a solo artist, you know. We wanna work as a team, and that's what we did also on the new album. And this is very important for us. And so definitely, these 2 guys definitely was not a team player, you know. Bill was not in how can I say this? He was not really interested into come together with or come up with some ideas or want to record the album, and that was really strange. But anyway, and then for me was the problem. I don't want to have the same situation again. I need more time to look for the new guitar player, the second one. And so for that we had to do a lot of festivals with Dirkschneider. So and then I was asking Stefan Kaufmann again, can you help us out? I mean, we definitely have a still good relationship. And then he said, yeah, no problem. And I mean, for him it was in a way easy. I mean, he knows all the songs, of course.
Yeah.
It was not a big thing for him. Yeah, and then he was helping us out now until also now the next two shows. And then we had time enough to do a lot of auditions and with guitar players, and we are nearly I know which one it will be, but we announced this then in the middle of September.
Okay, my next question would have been, what about Herman Frank? Have you heard from Herman Frank? Maybe he'll be a potential?
No, I don't. But this is not in a bad way, but you know, I don't want to. I want to have all these old memories back or stuff like that. I want to keep going, and I just can tell you, the new guitar player is 26 years old and unknown. And this is what I'm looking for more modern stuff, young people, you know, they're putting really fresh blood in there. It's nothing against Herman, but, you know, it's like people, he is already, how you say this, you cannot say maybe like this and this, he said he has his style and that's it, you know. And I want to have fresh blood in the band, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I was told Herman Frank, and just a side question, I was told that Herman Frank didn't play guitar on Balls to the Wall. Is that true?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but he was not playing on Balls to the Wall. He was doing just half of a solo on Losers and Winners. That's it.
Perrin wants to know, what's it like professionally and personally being with your son on the road and recording with your son?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, about my son, so now he is 3 years in the band. Yep. And he's getting better and better. And for him, it was also the first album he was recording on the drums, and I think he did a great job. He has a lot of influence in arranging, and he came up with a lot of good ideas. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean about young blood in the band, you know. And he did a great job, and I'm really happy to have him. I'm really proud of him.
Good. And Mark wants to know, when you opened up for Judas Priest on the Point of Entry tour, is that where you got your idea to cut your hair like Rob Halford, or?
I mean, when we did the tour together with Judas Priest, I mean, we was learning a lot, you know, about to perform on stage and stuff like that. But I never want to be like Rob Halford, you know.
Sure,
I mean, no. That is a different thing.
Sure. Brent wants to know, when you're home, what type of music do you listen to at home?
I'm listening to music, yeah. What kind of music? This is a good question. I mean, I'm not the guy, to be honest. I'm not sitting home and listen the whole day to AC/DC, Motorhead, Iron Maiden, stuff like that, you know. No, I mean, normally I put the radio on and just relax, you know, and listen to the music, what's coming out on the radio. I mean, of course, I mean, I'm interested when new bands coming up, like for example from Germany, Powerwolf, and stuff like that, you know. I mean, of course, I'm listening, I'm interested what they're doing, what kind of productions they're doing, and also it's good to have young people in the band, like my son, you know. I mean, the problem is for me, I cannot remember all the names of the band. They're too complicated now nowadays. And so my son is sometimes coming up and say, "Hey, Dad, you have to listen to this band." And then I said, "Oh, yeah, very good. Who is it?" And he told me the name, and then I forgot this 5 minutes later. I forgot already the name. But, you know, he is the guy who's coming up, "Hey, have a listen to this album or this song or this and this."
And Michael wants to know, would you ever consider doing a tour with U.D.O and Accept, sort of like together? Something like that.
Yeah, no. But anyway, I mean, I think everybody knows that I don't have any contact with them, you know. Okay. This is, nothing happened.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Diego wants to know the song "A Bite of Evil." Is it based on a werewolf, or what's the lyrics about on that one on the new album?
A bite of evil, yeah. The bite of evil can you see in a normal thing like a werewolf, or you can see it some political guy from how that called this country, America.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So there you have it. Steelfactory coming out August 31st. Udo going on tour, U.D.O going on tour, a few Dirkschneider tour dates left. My guest, the one and only Udo Dirkschneider. Thank you so much. I wish you all the success.
Thank you. And hopefully see us then in Canada again.
Yeah, Montreal, Canada. And you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody go pick up the new album. It is fantastic.
Okay, thank you very much. Hopefully people like it. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Udo. Bye.
Say farewell to the future. Get ready for